Welcome to the Success Sensei podcast for anyone interested in success, happiness, and balance. We'll teach you how to be a black belt at life. And now, your host, former professional fighter, multiple world champion, entrepreneur, and investor, Robert Devane.
Bowing in. This is Roundhouse Rob, the Success Sensei, helping you to win at life one kick and punch at a time. Episode 237. Regretting taking on a task. Welcome to the main event.
It's the Success Sensei podcast main event.
Regretting taking on a task. Difficult tasks lead to difficulty, and hard tasks lead to hardship. So before large tasks are completed, there can be dark days and tired days full of self-doubt. You know, this is the dark side of striving towards goals that's often not talked about. I absolutely love goal setting. I absolutely love setting out large goals. Hopefully you do as well. But this is one of the things that people don't talk about. Nearly everything I've ever achieved came with some type of, or not even a little bit, a lot of hardship or difficulty. Hence, that's why we're trying to push ourselves. We're essentially becoming different people during the process. And it is very much confidence shaking process, and one that people don't talk about. Maybe they don't realize. So I'll give you an example. Training for a fight. When you're training up for a fight, whatever type of fight is at the end of your training camp, and you have an 8-week training camp, when you're right in the middle of it, or nearly towards the end of it, actually, just before you're about to fight, and you're already tired, and your body is broken, and you're physically and mentally tired, you can't help but ask yourself, why am I doing this? Am I doing the right thing? And saying to yourself, never again. And, realizing and saying to yourself that it's not enjoyable. And that in turn makes you think that you shouldn't be feeling like that. And, you would quit if you could. So I don't know whether any of that sounds familiar to you, but from talking to various other sports people, they have told me they went through the exact same process. People that are, marathon runners that are running a marathon, when they're tired, they're 3/4 way through and they're not sure whether they can get through the end, even though they have previously, and they're just tired. Again, they ask themselves the same question: why are they doing it? Are they doing the right thing? That they're never going to do another one, that it's not enjoyable, and that they shouldn't be feeling like this. And, if they could quit, they would quit, but they won't allow themselves to. Now, the good thing about realizing that it's a process that nearly everybody goes through is that can be enough knowledge to stop your self-doubt from creeping in. When you think you're alone with that kind of process and you don't share it with anybody, it can really, really shake your confidence, because you think that it means that you're physically not ready, emotionally not ready, or mentally not ready. But it is part of the tiredness process, the hardship, the fight or flight process. It's totally normal. So if you're in the middle of something right now and you're struggling, basically keep on going. So these feelings can lead to self-doubt. Hard tasks are going to bring hardships. There is a hump in the middle, or a hump, 3/4 way through. When you're pretty much there, when there's light at the end of the tunnel, it makes it easier. But I'm talking about your hardest days, when you're already burnt out and you've already thought that you've given your project your all, and then more of you is required, or even harder days are required. So the regret of taking on a mammoth goal and the pain involved will soon be forgotten about once you push through to completion. So all those feelings that you have dissipate and will vanish, go away, when you've actually achieved what you've set out to achieve. So they're only temporary. Too many people set out plans that they know they won't ever really attempt to go for, and it's because, maybe it's consciously or subconsciously, but it's because they know there will be physical, mental and emotional difficulties and barriers in their way. It can feel easier and safer to justify not attempting something and not trying, or to talk yourself out of it, especially when you feel the initial onset of the nerves and you realise, as I said, subconsciously or consciously, the hardship and the energy that will be involved. However, you are risking trading temporary hardship regret with future and lasting lifelong regret. The regret of having not tried at all could haunt you for the rest of your days, versus, as I said, the temporary regret that you get when you're in the middle of a difficult task, which will go away once you've pushed on through and achieved your task. If you are doing something right now, could be anything, it doesn't have to be sports related, it could be anything, it could be business, it could be anything. You could be doing something that you're finding difficult right now and you're struggling with it. Know that everybody faces hardship like yours and must push through it to succeed, and so can you. If other people have done it before, so can you. Anything worth achieving will have its moments of hardship. If it was easy, everyone will be doing it. I'm sure you've heard that expression before. Sure, all you can see on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or whatever other social media is the end result, if that's even true, by the way, but the end result of these big goals, people achieving, these big goals, the end result. And many of these people also try to make out that it was an easy process. But the truth is that most successes are achieved despite the fact that the person very nearly gave up. A lot of success stories, whether you read autobiographies or you follow somebody, if they're telling you the truth, they very nearly gave up, or even did give up, but, kept on going somehow, or came back to it somehow and achieved their success. A lot of people don't want to admit that. So, this erasing the hardship from their story is very evident when people attempt to hide their learning process. In martial arts, I've met many martial artists, and I know of many martial artists and business people, by the way, but many martial artists who wouldn't admit who their mentors, who their senseis and their sifus and their instructors were, that some of them would rather people believed nearly that they were self-taught, because they don't want to show any kind of a learning struggle or a vulnerability in their past. So this type of mindset can be similar to denying you had a learning process or a time of hardship. And it does give a false view to others who may be experiencing their own testing time. It's a very testing time with COVID and the pandemic right now. You don't need me to tell you that. And it has made it even harder to achieve or build towards certain aims. So what I'm trying to say, and say to you specifically, is don't give up. Don't regret trying, even when it is hard. Push through, and with enough time, you'll barely remember the hardship. But hopefully, you'll have the gain. And with that hindsight, it definitely makes it worthwhile. You wouldn't fret during any hardship if you knew that a positive outcome was certain. So take on that task, be prepared for the bumps, continue regardless, and finish it out. Enjoy the results, and then repeat. Thank you for listening. I'm Roundhouse Rob, the Success Sensei. Life is a fight you can enjoy and win. Bowing out.
This has been the Success Sensei, fighting the winning fight. So add us, subscribe, like, and comment. Keep those hands up and keep moving forward.